Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Well, on this Saturday, we're going to go back 87 years to June 4th, 1935, an episode of the West Coast police procedural, or as it was called at the time, a cop show, Calling All Cars and the Innocent Bride. And it was originally broadcast on Tuesday, June 4th, 1935. And we thank you for tuning in. On this Saturday, this is the 4th day of June, 155th day of the year. We have 210 days remaining until we get to 2023. The first historic solar eclipse recorded in China on this date in 780 BC. An express train called the Transcontinental Express arrived in San Francisco on this date in 1876. And it only took 83 hours and 39 minutes for it to go from New York City to San Francisco. Congress approved the 19th Amendment on this date in 1919. It guaranteed suffrage to women. It was sent to the states for ratification. The Battle of Midway, one of the most decisive victories against Japan during World War II, began on this date in 1942. During the four-day sea and air battle, the outnumbered U.S. Pacific Fleet succeeded in destroying 4 Japanese aircraft carriers while losing only one of its own, the Yorktown, to what was considered to be the previously invincible Japanese Navy. The patent for the automatic teller machine granted to Don Wetzel, Tom Barnes, and George Chastain on this date in 1973. I love how people talk about the ATM machine. Automatic teller machine, right. Cleveland Indians attempted an ill-advised 10-cent beer promotion on this date in 1974 for a game against the Texas Rangers at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Cleveland forfeited the game 9-0 after alcohol-fueled mayhem and violence spread from the stands onto the field. Jonathan Pollard pled guilty to espionage for selling top-secret U.S. military intelligence to Israel in 1986. The Tiananmen Square protests violently ended on this date in 1989 in Beijing with armed soldiers and tanks. Terry Nichols sentenced to life in prison on this date in 1998 for his role in the Oklahoma City bombing. And it was in 2010, the Falcon 9 Flight 1, the maiden flight of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, which launched from Cape Canaveral on this date from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, Space Launch Complex 40. Passing away on this date in history, actress Dorothy Gish, actor Sonny Tufts, and from the Mod Squad, passing away a year ago today, Clarence Williams III, Link. He was on the show. This is the birth date of Rosalind Russell, another fine actress. Robert Merrill, fine baritone. Dennis Weaver, you remember him as Chester on TV's Gunsmoke, and McLeod later on. Freddie Fender, Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. And Gorilla Monsoon, who was a sweet man and a fine professional wrestler from that era. This is the birthday of Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Dr. Ruth Westheimer, 94 years old today. If you don't know who she is, ask, because you'll be surprised. 94 years old. Actor Bruce Dern is 86. Dr. Joyce Meyer, evangelistic author and speaker, 79 today. Mamas and the Papas, Michelle Phillips is 78. Elle DeBarge of the singing group of the same name, DeBarge, 61 years of age. From ER and Falling Skies, Noah Wiley, 51. Angelina Jolie and Russell Brand both turned 47 today. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 4th day of June as their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the 4 freshmen, and we just want to say... Happy birthday to you!
And from 87 years ago today, June 4th, 1935, Calling All Cars. That will be up next here on this Saturday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.
You ever make a change and then think, why didn't I do this years ago? Well, that's how people feel about switching to Medishare for their health care, especially now with inflation the way it is. People are very happy with the savings. Most families save about $500 a month when they switch. It's a huge help when prices are going up so fast in so many other areas. And Medishare's customer satisfaction rate is double that of health insurance. It's just a different experience, and people really like that. Medishare is an alternative to health insurance. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it's been going strong for over 25 years. It really is the gold standard, the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. Find out why people love it, find out why they rave about the customer service, and find out how good it feels to save some money right now. They're super easy to talk to. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
Alrighty, on this Saturday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we'll get to Calling All Cars in just a moment, but I want to mention something here. On our webpage, as you go to classicradio.stream, you will see not only do we have all of the stuff we have had in the past, our links to our social media, we also have our streaming information if you want to hear the show. But I've added something on that page, and that is, you'll see a link where it says, Buy Me a Dr. Pepper. It takes you to a website called Buy Me a Coffee, and you will see my smiling kisser there. And some of you have asked, you enjoy the show, and the best thing you can do, if you enjoy the show, we tell you to thank this station and support the advertisers. But if you want to support the creative efforts that go behind this program, you can click there and buy me a Dr. Pepper. I don't drink coffee. I drink Dr. Pepper. It's the joy of every boy and girl. The most original soft drink in the whole wide world, and they don't pay me to say that. If you remember that commercial, you're either a old as I am, or you're a Barry Manilow fan, because he wrote that. Anyway, here we go. Calling All Cars, and that's you can find that classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream is the webpage. Now, from 87 years ago, June 4th, 1935, an episode of Calling All Cars and the Innocent Bride.
Calling All Cars, a copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Long Beach Police calling all cars. Attention all cars to broadcast 68. There's a bank holdup. Suspect age is 42. Height 6 feet. Weight 200 pounds. Red hair. Slight accent. This man is armed. Watch your step, boys. That is all.
I would like to read a telegram just received from the head of the Rio Grande gasoline refinery. He says, we technical men at the refinery appreciate your truthful advertising of Rio Grande cracked gasoline. We are glad to testify that gasoline made by the Sinclair cracking process will more than live up to any claims you make in advertising. Signed, William Murray, Superintendent of Rio Grande Cracking Plant, Benvale, California.
Well, the only claim I've ever heard Rio Grande make is that cracked gasoline is used in more police cars and emergency equipment wherever it's sold than any other brand.
That claim is absolutely true. And where in the world could you find a better test for your gasoline? Police cars meet the same daily driving conditions that you do, and meet emergencies besides. So the gasoline that performs best in police cars is obviously the best buy for motorists.
Sure, but I should think that cities would specify a higher quality gasoline than service stations sell.
That's true. Cities do have rigid specifications for the gasoline that's used in their police cars. Many gasolines don't equal these specifications. But Rio Grande Cracked exceeds every specification. It's better than the law requires. That's why so many cities have selected Rio Grande above all others to power their finest, costliest cars.
Well, that sounds like it might be too expensive for my car.
It doesn't cost you 1 cent more to buy the same Rio Grande cracked gasoline that is specified by so many cities. Every time you fill up from a Rio Grande cracked gasoline pump, you get exactly the same gasoline that police cars use. And you get a better gasoline than you pay for, because Rio Grande's patented cracking process adds qualities you can't get in any other gasoline. And now it is our pleasure to introduce Detective Sergeant A.H. Wambacher of the Long Beach Police Department. Sergeant Wambacher.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to appear on this great radio program, which for the past year and a half has done so much to acquaint the citizens of the West with the problems and accomplishments of their police officers. Our story tonight concerns the activities of a daring daylight bank robber whose depredations extended up and down the Pacific coast from Mexico to Canada. He was a difficult man with whom to deal, educated, cultured, intelligent. He was a greater problem than the ordinary gutter type of crook. So suave and smooth was his manner that he managed to keep his innocent bride in complete ignorance of the real source of his income. But in the end, he, like every lawbreaker, found that crime does not pay.
Grisha, you were late.
I'm sorry, Tanya, but I was delayed.
Delayed from seeing me? And you say you love me.
Oh, I do. I was delayed getting you something. Here.
Oh, a lovely diamond ring. For me?
Yes, Tanishka. For you. If you will accept it as an engagement ring.
Oh, it is beautiful. Oh, you are so good to me.
I love you. I cannot tell you in words. I brought my violin with me. Maybe it will speak for me.
Oh, do play it, Grishenka.
I will play you a song of our old Russia. Ochichornia. Why, it might have been written for your smoldering black eyes. Does it tell you how I feel? How much I love you?
Yes, Grisha.
Oh, Daniska, will you marry me?
Yes,
And so Grigor, Domchinsky, and Tanya are married. For several months, they live luxuriously, stopping at the best hotels, spending much of their time at resorts up and down the California coast. Then one evening, they are seated in the dining room at Agua Caliente.
You're enjoying yourself, Daniska.
Oh, it has been wonderful. The last 5 months have been the happiest in my life. After all, I suffered during the days of the revolution. I never hoped to be so happy.
That's fine. I'm glad. Waiter. Si, senor. Bring us another bottle of champagne. Cordon Rouge 26. Si, senor. Will be our last bottle of champagne, my Tanishka.
Our last? Why?
We must leave here tomorrow.
Where will we go then?
I don't know.
Oh, I would like to go back to Santa Barbara. We had so much fun there.
No, Tanishka, the fun is over for a while.
What do you mean?
We have only $20 left.
What?
You did not think, Tanishka, that this money lasts forever, did you?
I didn't know. I did not
Well,
think.
don't worry. We'll have some more soon.
Where will you get it?
I have made a connection.
A connection? Are you going into business?
Well, not exactly. I have a friend who is a bootlegger.
A bootlegger? But Grigori, that is against the law.
It is a foolish law. The people of this country do not want it. They want liquor. There is money in selling it to them.
Yes, but...
What difference does it make to you, my Tanyushinka? As long as I can get you pretty things and take you a nice place.
But you might be arrested. They might send you to prison.
Oh, no. You can always get out of trouble, even if you are arrested for bootlegging. Oh, there's little worry of that. My friend is very powerful.
But, Grigori, I don't like
Now,
it.
don't worry yourself about it at all. I'll get the money, and all you have to do, Tanishka, is to spend it.
It is mid-morning a few days later. There are only a couple of customers in a small branch bank in Long Beach when a burly man enters and, standing by the door, pulls out a big automatic.
Take him off. Hi. Now, this is a hold-up, and I want you all to be quiet. The first person who lets a peep out of him is going on a one-way ride to the cemetery. You heard me. Be quiet. Now, all of you get in that cage there. Come on. Make it snappy. Better. Now, all of you lie down on the floor. That's all right. You don't have to hold your breath. But don't make any noise. You in the gray suit. Come here.
What do you want?
Come here. Now, close that cage door. Now, get to work on this combination.
But
Come on. I know you know it. I've seen you work it a couple of times. Now, open it up. Come on, snap into it. What's the matter? You losing your nerve? Here's a nice fat cigar. Puff on that. Throw some smoke into you. Get your nerve up, or I'll blow some smoke through you. That's more like. Now get back there in that cage. Get down on the floor and stay there. And remember, while I'm emptying this safe, I've got my gun right on you. Деньги. У меня это старина. This, my Tanska, will buy a new fur coat. And this, a new car. Just like the old days. Yeah, that's what we need to live. This. There. Looks like I've got everything. Now listen. Don't try calling for help for 5 minutes. It won't do you any good anyway. They'll never take me alive. Just remember that. They'll never take me alive.
A few moments later, Grigor Domchinsky joins his wife in a nearby rooming house.
Well, Tanishka, be rich again.
Rich?
Yes, rich. Here is the money, thousands of dollars.
Where did you get it?
Oh, my friend, the bootlegger.
What did you have to do for this?
Oh, nothing much. I just drove a truck up to Los Angeles for him.
But it doesn't seem possible.
There's money in bootlegging, my Tanishka.
Grisha, your hair's red around the edges. Why is that?
Oh, that? I just dyed it that way so it would look as though I was a redhead when I had my hat on. Now, look. See?
Why must you do that?
So no one will recognize me again. Now I must use these clippers and cut off the red hair. And here, over here, and more. There. Now, see? I'm a blonde again.
Is there that much danger?
No, but one must be careful.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't.
Oh, don't worry. I won't do it again. With this money, we can set up a little shop.
Oh, I would like that.
Sure. And then we won't have anything to worry about. Now, listen, Tanishka. I want you to put this money in the shoebox here and take it over to the hotel in Redondo Beach. Leave it in the cupboard in our room.
But why?
Because I don't want anyone to see me. I'm going up to Rudolph's in Huntington Park. And after you come back from Redondo, check out of this room and bring your bags to Rudolph's.
Well, it sounds all very strange.
Don't question me, Tanya. And think of this, my dear. In a couple of weeks, we'll be in San Francisco and we have our own place. Now do as I say.
Very well, Grishenko. Listen, the siren. I wonder what's the matter.
Oh, probably the police are going up to that bank down at the corner.
Why? What's happened?
Oh, I don't know. There were a bunch of people around there when I came in. Another hold-up, I suppose.
While Domchinsky busies himself clipping his shaggy, dyed locks, Sergeant Joe McClellan has arrived at the bank and is questioning the frightened employees.
Now, what does this man look like?
Well, he was 7 feet tall. He had red
He
hair.
wears a black
Now, wait a minute, not all at once. You, ma'am, can you describe this man?
Yes, he was a big fella, and I was just standing at Mr. Martin's window getting some shopping money. They're running a sale down at the market.
Yes, my wife told me all about that this morning. Now, what did the man look like?
Oh, yes, of course, he was a big man, as I said.
Yes, I heard you.
And he had red hair, and he said that the police would never get him alive.
Big man, red hair, said the police would never get him alive, huh? I think I know this fella. Now, let me get a look at that safe. Say, who smoked this cigar?
I did. He stuck it in my mouth.
Who stuck it in your mouth?
Oh, the robber. He told me to smoke it and got up my nerves to open the safe.
And you smoked it?
Yes, and then after I opened the safe, he pushed me back into the cage. The cigar fell out of my mouth.
He gave you this cigar?
Yeah, stuck it in my mouth.
Hermosa Flora.
What are you wrapping that dirty thing up for, Sergeant?
Yeah, you never can tell what might be important, ma'am. There aren't any fingerprints here.
No. He wore gloves.
Sure, but he got smart once too often. The lone wolf has left a clue.
Yeah, but there are probably 1,000 men in Long Beach who smoke the same kind of cigars.
Sure, but you never can tell. This cigar butt might lead me to the right one.
Back in headquarters, McCullen checked up with Detective E.L. Woodruff.
Well, Joe, what did you discover?
Well, we stopped every highway and streetcar line out of town, Woody. I'm convinced he didn't get out of Long Beach.
Well, I know who he is.
You do?
Yep. He's the guy we call the Lone Wolf.
The Lone Wolf?
Sure. That bird that's been holding up all these banks. The guy that always boasts he won't be taken alive.
Sure, I remember the guy. Described as a big guy with red hair.
Yeah, that's the one.
A neat stroke if we could knock him over. He's wanted all up and down the coast.
I know he is. Well, I got a hunch about him.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, you've bottled up the highways and the streetcar lines out of town. He hasn't left, has he?
No, I'm sure of that.
Okay, then he's still in town.
Yeah, but where?
That's where my hunch comes in. I think he's hiding in some rooming house right near the bank.
Why?
Oh, I don't know why, but that's the way I feel about it. You want to look over the neighborhood with me?
Sure. Come on.
So I know it's not the greatest audio, but it's really good, though, for 87 years ago, June 4th, 1935. Calling all cars here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll have the news from 87 years ago today coming up next.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Thank you for tuning into Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite radio station. I got to mention this because I just found this out going through our statistics on our downloads on our podcast. And of course, predominantly our shows are listened to here in the United States. But we also have listeners across the world. We have a big chunk of listeners in Canada, in Japan, in the Philippines, and in Poland. I had no clue that we would have English speakers in Poland, but apparently they do. And I'm glad that they enjoy the show. And we thank you for enjoying the show. We are listening to an episode of Calling All Cars, The Innocent Bride, as it was originally broadcast on Tuesday, June 4th, 1935. In the newspapers of that Tuesday, 87 years ago, these were some of the headlines. President Roosevelt and his cabinet decided today to press the New Deal program in Congress, including resurrection of the National Recovery Act on a restricted basis to conform to the Supreme Court decision. The Social Security bill re-examined especially and found to rest, in the words of Secretary Perkins, on sound constitutional grounds. The Wagner labor disputes bill and the Guffey coal stabilization bill also reviewed. No immediate announcement made on those. Former President Herbert Hoover said today the present administration had proposed a European form of government for the U.S. The former president used this phrase in commenting upon his overnight visit as the guest of former Governor Frank O. Loudon of Illinois on Loudon's 5,000-acre farm estate near Oregon, Illinois. Mr. Hoover, back in Chicago at the offices of his friend Arch W. Shaw, investment banker, said briefly, "We discussed the effect upon the future of America of the administration's plan to change to a European form of government." Meanwhile, international news services reporting that Herbert Hoover's recurrent thrusts at the New Deal excite only mild interest among the politicians. The Democrats are indifferent, the Republicans looking in another direction. They agree privately in the view that the former president would like to have another chance at the White House. That is natural. No one likes to go into the history books as the worst beaten candidate for the presidency in history. But they also agree privately that Mr. Hoover isn't likely to get another chance. Official quarters in India estimate 56,000 persons throughout the region lost their lives in the earthquake last Friday. Prompt organization of rescue work credited with keeping the total number of deaths from going above that figure. Within 2 hours after the main shocks, over 10,000 persons in Quetta alone were dug out of the debris. Henry B. DuPont, chairman of the board of Transcontinental Western Airlines, said today Colonel Charles A. Lindbergh has withdrawn for a time at least from active part in TWA management as technical advisor. DuPont said Lindbergh's decision, discussed 2 months ago with the board, was due to personal affairs and a desire on his part to be away from New York a great deal. And Charles Ayers of Glendale, California, a retired Ohio farmer, told the sheriff's office the story of the Suave Stranger, the successful horse race bets, and the withdrawal and disappearance of his life savings of $14,000. As a result, Monco experts set on the trail of Mr. Gilbert and Mr. Hamby, who relieved Ayers of his savings at Bakersfield, California, and then led him, he said, to Sacramento, Ogden, Utah, and finally Cleveland, in a vain effort to collect what he had hoped would be a share in a $157,000 stake. And though some of the day's top news stories is reported in the newspapers of Tuesday, June 4th, 1935, on your radio Calling All Cars, we'll hear the conclusion next on this Saturday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just two of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
On Sunday's Classic Radio Theater, another episode of the mutual program The Crime Club. From 75 years ago, June 5th, 1947, murder rents a room. A rich man dies, but most of his money is missing, and the man's ne'er-do-well nephew is suspected. That's coming up tomorrow on Classic Radio Theater, but right now the conclusion of our Saturday program, Calling All Cars, 87 years ago today, June 4th, 1935.
Well, this street's as good as any to start on. The bank's there on the corner. Now, this first house here has rooms for rent sign in the window. I'll go in there, Woody, and you start on the other side of the street. If either of us gets a bite, we'll let the other one know. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
Same to you.
What is it?
You rent rooms?
Yes, I have one for rent.
Does a big man with red hair room with you?
No, why?
Well, do you know of a big man with red hair in the neighborhood?
No, I'm sorry, I don't. Why do you ask?
He's a friend of mine.
Well, he's not here.
Thank you very much.
Yes?
You're a roomer who speaks with an accent and has red hair?
Say, I'm 100% American. I wouldn't rent a room to no foreigner.
Good morning, little girl.
My mama says she doesn't want any.
Tell your mother I'd like to speak to her.
My mama says she doesn't want any.
But I want to talk...
Open the door in his face, darling.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Huh? Huh?
Have you got a boarder here who has red hair or a pretty big man?
Huh?
I said, have you a boarder with red hair?
You guessed it. I can't hear so good.
Oh, no, I'm looking for a man, a big man.
Oh, the biggest pan we got is this pan. What you want with it?
No, you don't understand.
You better let him go, Mac. I can hear you all the way across the street.
Okay. So long, Pop.
Where you going, son? I'll let you look at that dishpan.
Oh, nuts.
Oh, all right.
Well, Woody, any luck?
No, not a thing. How about you?
Nothing at all. Maybe my hunch is wrong. We've covered 4 square blocks and haven't found a thing. I guess I... Hey, Woody.
What?
See that pair of legs crossing that yard over there? Under those clothes on the line?
Yeah, what about it? Aside from the fact that they're attractive.
Did you stop at that house?
No. No signs or anything to indicate they took roomers.
Now, there she goes down the street, carrying a suitcase.
Well, there's no law against that.
My hunch is working again, Woody. I want to see what's in that bag.
You got no right to search your bag. That'd be exceeding your authority.
I'll take a chance on that. Come on. Oh, just a minute, ma'am.
What is it?
We're police officers.
Oh, I see.
We're making a little investigation in the neighborhood, and I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to open your bag for me.
Is that something like customs inspection?
Yeah, something like it.
Very well. Here's the key for the bag.
Oh, thanks. Leaving town, were you?
No, just going to visit some friends.
Magazine, perfume, stockings. Hey, Woody, look here.
What?
A box of cigars. Hermosa Flores, the same kind he smoked. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you'll have to come to the station with us.
You realize, don't you, Mac, that this woman may sue us for false arrest? We haven't anything on her.
Yeah, I know that, but there's something wrong about this thing. Something screwy. No nice, clean-cut young woman like she seems to be carries a box of big cigars wrapped up in her undies.
Oh, boy, we're taking a chance.
Yeah, maybe so, but I'm going to question her as soon as the matron gets through searching her. I grant you that there isn't a thing but the vaguest clue of those cigars linking her to the holdup, but it's worth risking. Oh, come in. Oh, it's you, Mrs. Sullivan. Well, have you searched the prisoner?
Yes, sir.
Did you find anything?
Nothing but this.
Key with a celluloid tag marked 717. Where'd you find this?
In her shoe.
In her shoe? Well, that's a strange place to carry a key. Where is the woman?
She's outside.
I'll bring her in.
Will you come in, please?
Yeah, won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Now, please understand that we're forced to cause you this annoyance as a matter of investigation of a very important case. No suspicion is directed at you personally, but it'll be necessary for us to ask you a few questions.
By all means. And for my part, I want you to understand that I am for law and order. I don't know what this is all about, but if I can help you in any way, I'll be only too glad to do so.
Yeah, that's fine. Glad to see you take that attitude. I can assure you you'll not be detained any longer than is absolutely necessary. Now, what is your name, please?
Mrs. Edith Stanley.
Mrs. Edith Stanley. Oh, you have an accent. Are you a foreigner?
My accent is French.
I see. I'm interested in those cigars in your suitcase, Mrs. Stanley. Who do they belong to?
My husband.
Your husband? Where is he?
Well, I was on my way to meet him in Laguna Beach. We were going to spend the weekend there. He asked me to bring him some cigars.
What is your husband's business?
He's a manufacturer.
But where is his factory located?
In St. Louis. We're out here for a little trip.
I see. And this key with a celluloid tag bearing the number 717. What's that?
I'd rather not say.
I'll have to demand an answer, Mrs. Stanley. The matron found this key in your shoe. That, you must admit, place a certain suspicion upon it. You were hiding it for some reason. Now, what was that reason?
May I count upon your honor as an officer and a gentleman?
Naturally.
You will keep this confidential.
As far as duty permits.
As you can see, I have no connection with any investigation you are making, and the scheme, it's a personal matter, a very personal matter.
Nevertheless, I must insist you tell me what this key opens.
It is the key to the apartment of a friend of my husband's, who has become a very good friend of mine. I couldn't help it. It just happened. If my husband were to know, it would make him terribly jealous. He might do anything to me and to this friend of ours.
I see. Well, Mrs. Stanley, that's your problem, not ours. And certainly we haven't the time to interfere in your domestic problems.
Oh, thank you.
I trust you'll forgive our detaining you.
Of course. I may go then.
Very shortly. The matron will make you comfortable.
But why?
Just a routine matter of checking up on your identity.
Oh.
Take Mrs. Stanley away, Mrs. Sullivan.
Oh, but...
And treat her with every consideration.
Yes, sir? But you said...
It'll only be a matter of a couple of hours, Mrs. Stanley.
Oh, but you mustn't. You can't.
Come along, ma'am, and quietly, please.
Yeah, you're crazy, Max. She told a plausible story.
Too plausible. I'm going to check up on it.
That's risky, Max.
Everything else she told me may have been the truth, but she lied once.
Now, when was that?
When she said she was French. Her accent is Russian.
That doesn't prove anything.
Well, maybe not. But our big man with the red hair had an accent, and he smoked Hermosa Flora cigars. This woman has an accent, and she carried a box of Hermosa Flora cigars in her bag and a key in her shoe. Come on, Woody.
Well, what are we going to do now?
We're going to try to find the hotel this key belongs to.
You may spend a couple of years trying to do that.
Okay, but partner, there's something smelly in this case besides the brand of cigars. Come on.
At rooming houses, at small hotels, at large hotels, at locksmiths and hardware stores, the two detectives inquire for information regarding the mysterious key. The day slowly passes in futile, fruitless searching. And then, early in the evening, discouraged, they enter a small hotel on the pike.
Yes, sir, gentlemen. Like a nice room looking out over the ocean?
No, not tonight. We're from headquarters.
Oh, I see. Well, what can I do for you?
Do you use a key like this here?
No. No, our keys have metal tags on them like this, see?
Oh, have you any idea where this key might come from?
Well, let me look at it. Oh, sure. I know where it's from.
You do? Where?
Why, the beach house at Redondo. I worked there last summer. That's one of their keys.
The beach house at Redondo, huh? Okay, buddy, thanks. Come on, Woody.
Accelerator to the floor, siren open wide. McClellan and Woodruff streak northward to Redondo Beach. At the beach house, they interview the manager.
Is this one of your keys?
Yeah, why?
Who's it belong to?
What do you want to know for? Who are you?
McClellan of the Long Beach Police Department.
Well, you must be on the wrong track. The folks who occupy that room aren't the kind of people police are looking for.
Well, who does occupy the room?
Man and his wife with the name of Domchinsky.
Domchinsky, huh? Russian?
Might be, I guess.
Do they have an accent?
Yeah, I think they do.
You see, Woody, it all fits.
Yeah, so far. Why, they're fine people. The man's a musician. Plays a violin. They're out here from New York on a vacation.
Oh, the story changes. They're from New York this time, Woody. Are these people in?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ring their room. If they answer, give them some alibi. Say you made a mistake or something.
But look here, these folks are on the level.
Ring their room. We haven't any time to wait.
Oh, very well. No answer.
We'll go up.
Now, look here. I object to my guests being annoyed.
Now, listen. You've been in this game long enough to know better than to interfere with the police investigation. Now, you sit tight, and if these people come in, you ring us and let us know.
Oh, very well.
Is the elevator running?
Yeah.
Well, looks pretty good, Woody.
Yeah, but I'm not convinced yet. I don't believe in circumstantial evidence. It hangs too many innocent people.
Now, hold your horses, partner. You can never tell what sort of evidence we might turn up. Well, here we are. Now, where's 717?
Right here, across the hall.
Fine. Hear anything?
No.
Now get your gun out and let's go visiting then.
Right.
I open the door, you cover the room, and I'll snap on the light.
Right.
Nobody home. Now, let's take a look around. There's nothing in this drawer but some playing cards.
Here's a violin case on the table.
Open it up. Anything in it?
Nothing but a violin. What'd you expect to find? A harp?
Hey, what's the big idea?
I just seen if I could play it. Just these things aren't strung like ukulele.
I wouldn't know. Hey, take a look in that closet, will you?
Yeah. A lot of clothes, a couple of pair of shoes.
Hey, what's this on the shelf?
It's like a hat box to me.
Oh, be still, my quivering hunch. Hey, can you reach it, Woody?
No. You're a little taller. You try it.
Yeah, it's a mighty high closet. You gotta stretch up here.
Hey, look out, Mac. It's falling.
Well, Woody, what do you think of my hunch now?
I guess you were right. Looks as though this was the entire haul from the bank.
Yeah, let's count it. Here's 500.
Yeah, here's 3 packages of $1,000 apiece.
The bank's wrapper's still on them. Well, let's see, and 4 more, and 15, 20, 22, 22,500, 23.
Yeah, here's $6,000 more.
That's it. Every penny of it. $29,000.
Yeah, but we haven't got the lone wolf yet.
If our luck lasts, we will. Let's go.
What we need now is a stakeout on this spot.
Yeah, the boys here in Redondo Beach will help us on that. You got that, dough?
Right here under my arm.
Well, now maybe this wise guy will believe us.
Well, boys, any luck?
Yeah, $29,000 worth.
What? Yeah, stolen from a Long Beach bank today.
Yeah, stick it in your safe.
Why, I can't understand. Why Mr. Domshinsky seemed to be such a...
Yeah, I know. They usually do. Any mail in his box?
Yeah, a letter came for him today.
Let me see it.
There you are.
Grigor Domshinsky. Been sent to an address in Huntington Park and forwarded here.
Anything important, Mac?
No, but apparently our man's a good friend of the people in Huntington Park. This bird that's writing the letter sends best regards to Rudolph and his family.
Yeah, our next call's in Huntington Park, then.
Right.
Yeah, what do you want me to do with this money?
Keep it in your safe. We'll be back for it. And if Domshinsky comes in, don't say anything about us being here. In a few minutes, some officers will be here to wait for him.
Yeah, very well. But I can't believe such a fine man would do such an awful thing.
Again, the 2 officers scream through the night in their high-powered police car. And as they decimate the distance separating Redondo Beach and Huntington Park, Chief Yancey of Long Beach and the shotgun squad, warned by McClellan, is also heading for the Huntington Park address. It is close to midnight when the 2 officers quietly approach the house. An old man is seated reading in the front room. McClellan taps gently at the door, fearing to sound a general alarm by ringing the bell. A moment later, the old man answers the door.
Is Mr. Domshinsky here?
Why, yeah. But he's asleep.
We're police officers.
Police officers?
Quiet. The house is surrounded. You best not make any noise.
But what do the police want with my friend Grigor?
Your friend Grigor is a notorious bank robber.
Oh, there must be some mistake. I'm sure he isn't the man to...
Well, we're positive he is. What room's he in?
Right at the head of the stairs.
Let's go, boys. And be ready for anything. This guy's tough.
Hey, the door's open.
Yeah. There he is. The moon shining right across the bed. Turn on the light. Come on, Domshinsky. Wake up. You're under arrest.
Why,
Keep your hands away from that pillow or I'll empty this shotgun into you. Step the cuffs on him, Tom.
All right, you got me.
What's he got under the pillow, Woody?
There's a lead pipe and a 45.
Well, Domshinsky, I thought you said we'd never take you alive.
I didn't intend you should. That's all part of the game, I guess. And I was going to go straight. This was going to be my last job.
Don't worry about that, Domshinsky. It will be your last job for a long, long time.
Domshinsky confessed and pled guilty and was sentenced to serve 40 years in San Quentin Penitentiary. Should he ever be paroled, he faces trial and possible conviction in the state of Washington for a bank holdup in Seattle. His poor, misled bride was quickly released from jail, heartbroken and disillusioned at the revelation that her husband was a bank robber. Out of deference to her feelings, wherever she may now be, in tonight's broadcast we have referred to her and her husband by fictitious names. The story you have heard tonight is true. These weekly dramatizations are based upon facts obtained by Rio Grande investigators from confidential police files. Because Rio Grande provides the cracked gasoline which powers police cars in so many large western cities, we are in close touch with police work. Tonight, Rio Grande has entertained you. Tomorrow, Rio Grande will thrill you. Just fill your tank with cracked gasoline, and Rio Grande will give you police car performance in your own car.
Long Beach Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. The cancellation of broadcast 68 regarding a bank holdup. The suspect in this case is now in custody. That is all.
Your narrator, Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.
No cast list exists for this show from 87 years ago, June 4th, 1935. Only person we know is the announcer, Frederick Lindsley, the spokesman for Rio Grande Gasoline, which has been gone for a very long time. Calling all cars from 87 years ago here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit my webpage, classicradio.stream. You can find all of our shows on demand there. And please, thank this station, support their advertisers. Tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station. Have a great Saturday.